Hello, Happy New Year's and welcome to another video. This is Marina's manga channel and today we are going to storyboard a few more pages for my manga. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please check out my previous videos to join me on my manga making journey. So sorry, I am just recovering from a bit of a cold, so my throat is a bit sore, but hopefully I can pull through. So I would like to start this video with a scene breakdown so we can have a bit more of a plan of what I'm going to storyboard for the next few pages. Okay, scene breakdown. Number 1. Stella is going to be sitting at her desk working. Number 2, her co-workers are gossiping about a monster that they saw near the office. Number 3, Stella ends up being the last person at the office doing overtime late at night. Number 4, she is walking home in the city streets by herself. 5, she sees a shadow in the corner of her eyes. Number 6, she freaks out. Number 7, she turns but the street is empty. Number 8, Stella feels relieved, but then she turns and bumps into a young girl with long blonde hair, Harper. Then she notices that this girl in her hand has a sword. Number 10, she completely freaks out, rightly so, and she bolts for it. Harper, who is a bit confused as to what just happened, realizes that that woman just then was able to see the sword in her hand, which I have decided that normal people can't see and only people who are sensitive to magic can see. I think that's enough to get started with. So I did take some time to work on it for myself and I have roughed it out on this little paper, but let me rough it out for you more properly on the computer. Page 01. So this first page is going to be very similar to a page I did in one of my previous videos. The first panel being establishing shots of office buildings. This is supposed to be where Stella is working. Then in the next panel, there are two people who are talking in the foreground about a monster they saw near work. In the dialogue here, I also want to add that they are about to leave work. And behind them is Stella in the middle there. And the last panel here is of Stella working in front of her laptop, looking a bit stressed. I wanted to make the panel here nice and big to show us that she is the main character. I might also add a name caption for her here. I see that they do that a lot in shonen mangas for the main characters. Page 2. The first panel here is like a close-up of her hand typing something on her laptop, and then a big panel of her slumping back onto her chair, exasperated, wanting to go home. I will probably adjust the lighting here and show that it's nighttime outside and there's almost a spotlight on her from her lamp to show that she is the only one left working in the office now. Then on the last panel is her feet coming down the stairs, showing that she's finally leaving work. I find those little box things to be good indicators of time passing. Page 03. Continuing from the last page, this first panel is an establishing shot of Stella walking through the city to go home by herself. I might play around with the angle more to either make it a lonely down shot. I'm not too sure about that yet. I'll see how that goes. I haven't really figured out a design for the city yet, but that's for a future video. Then on the next panel would be her thinking about how tired she is, how hungry she is, but there's nothing to eat at home, yada yada, all the stuff that, you know, we think about when we're not feeling quite happy. I want to add an action of her pulling her phone out of her bag in one of these panels. She is sort of checking the time to see how late it is. Here, I want to try this POV shot from Stella looking at her phone, but in the next identical panel, something moves at the corner of her vision. Page 04. A panel of Stella's close-up, reacting in fright to something behind her. Another panel of her whole body with monologues around her, thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to be mugged? Is it a thief? Or is it that monster that everyone else was talking about back at work? Then two extreme close-up of her eyes, slowly turning, but then a big panel to reveal that there is nothing behind her. Page 05. This panel here might be a bit hard to read, but what I wanted to do was that in the foreground we see Stella, who is relieved that there was no one behind her, but then from a side alley, someone is coming running towards her. I might have to make this shot a bit more clearer by making it wider. I'll see how that goes. Then another close-up of Stella reacting to the person coming towards her, and a nice big panel of our two main characters meeting for the first time, Stella and Harper. Page 06. This page, I want to make it a nice big POV shot of Harper from Stella's point of view. A few internal thoughts from Stella like, oh my god, she's so pretty, or wow, she has really long blonde hair, or what on earth is a teenager doing out so late at night? But then she notices the sword. Page 07. This panel, I wanted to make it slightly comical by making the two characters like a chibi or a stick figure. I love it when mangas do this. They do it in Fullmetal Alchemist and Demon Slayer as examples. A lot of mangas do it, but I think by adding a characterized or stylized comical versions of the characters, it can add humor and a bit of cuteness into the story. And a nice big panel of Stella screaming, running away from the lunatic with a sword. And the last page for today is of Harper, who is looking at Stella running away. Another panel of her being slightly surprised, and then a big panel of her holding her sword, asking if that person just then was able to see her sword, to leave off the scene with a slight sense of mystery. Okay, so here we have the storyboard for the first 8 pages of my manga. These will probably be changed and edited in the future, but I'm pretty happy that I was able to start this story. I hope you liked seeing the process videos of my first few pages, and on the next video, we'll do some more. So I'll see you there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.